town before.
We are live with the Kokomo Humane Society, and tell everyone who you are and what you do.
I'm Karen Wolf, and I'm the Education and Outreach Coordinator at the Kokomo Humane Society.
And today we have Stacy, but for some reason I keep wanting to call her Daisy. And she's kind of got a sad story. Can you tell a little bit about that?
Oh, she came in last week, and she was surrendered, and she had just had a litter of puppies. We're not sure how old the puppies were, but she came to us, but the puppies didn't. So she's been a little sad, but she's been getting a little extra TLC from the staff. So.
And as you can tell, she is amazingly beautiful. She truly is. But she's not ready for adoption yet.
No, she needs a little bit of time. But actually, we're always looking for foster homes. Mm-hmm. So you could have a dog that you could take care of for a little bit of time, give them some TLC, and then get them ready to be adopted. Some people would like an extra pet, but don't want the ownership. They just want to help take them to the next step.
Just kind of volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that common for people to bring in the adult dog and not the puppies?
We have it happen.
Mm-hmm. Now, does she go through a mourning stage of actually the loss of not having her puppies anymore?
It was a couple days. She's just basically sad. She's been taken out of her home. She's, it's just a change. Mm-hmm. But she's doing fine now.
And you said she's about 5 years old?
She's about 5 years.
So she has, after having puppies, how long do you have to wait to actually be
spayed? Probably about 4 weeks.
And then
it depends on, because we don't know how long the puppies have been gone, mm-hmm. or if they were. So
now, again, is it more common, I guess, for the puppies to come in than the adult dog?
Yeah, we get both. We get puppies with the mamas. We get the mamas separate. We get the puppies separate. Mm-hmm. We get about everything.
Now, again, Stacy is amazing, and I don't know why I thought I got introduced as Daisy, but she's a beautiful dog, and she's going to be ready for an adoptive family soon. But if you remember last week we had Buttercup, she's already been...
Yep, she's been adopted.
So that's pretty exciting. And how full is the shelter right now?
Actually, we're not terribly full.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing a lot of transfers, and with the winter, our intake is down. Mm-hmm. But you never know. All of a sudden, you can get 3 dogs, 5 mm-hmm. dogs, a dozen dogs. A dozen cats, it depends. And we're still getting kittens, which is unusual for the winter time.
Sure, and we kind of talked about that a little bit on another show where kind of global warming may have a touch in that. Not that we're scientists, but pets seem to know weather. And do you feel that that's a common factor as well?
I think probably. We've actually got, they shouldn't be having kittens right now when it's so cold out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as the education part, what's your favorite part of your job? Besides the pets, I'm sure.
Besides the pets. Well, I like interacting with people. I go to the schools, and I enjoy mm-hmm. going to the schools and talking to kids about, we do a lot of meeting a strange dog or a dog you don't know, pet safety, mm-hmm. and a lot of times the schools are interested in fundraising, so we talk about the shelter and that. And, oh, nice.
She had treats right before, and a lot of them.
You're right. But I'm working with the public outreach. We do a lot of outreach programs. You want to get down? We do a lot of outreach programs. We go out in the community and talk to people about the shelter and community events. Actually, right now we're having getting ready for a Valentine's dinner that the Elite Banquet Center is doing. I'm going to put you down. Oh, you're done. They're doing a Valentine's dinner for a fundraiser, and that's going to be at the Elite Banquet Center on February 9th. Mm-hmm. And we have the information for that on our Facebook page and also our website. So if you aren't friends with us on Facebook, that's a good way to get all our information.
And the big one that's my favorite right now is the Frosty Key Tag. I mean, you cannot go wrong with that Frosty Key Tag.
That's great. And you still can drink a Frosty with a cup of coffee. So for $1, you can get a key tag from Wendy's, and then every time you purchase something, you get a Junior Frosty. Mm-hmm. And they're $1. It's a great little Valentine's gift.
It is nice. Mm-hmm. And they're valid through the end of this year. So
yes. Mm-hmm.
And anytime you want to go in, buy that cup of coffee and your Frosty, absolutely free. So it mm-hmm. definitely pays for itself. And it's a benefit. So it's helping, and helping your waistline, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. The whole dollar that you pay for the key tag goes to the shelter.
And it's valid at all Wendy's locations here in Kokomo. So that's just another one of those nice things, those little perks. If people are interested in volunteering, or if people are interested in maybe helping out or even fostering, what do they need to do? Is there a process that they need to go through?
We have a volunteer coordinator, Rafaela Wright, and she has a orientation once a month. And so you fill out a volunteer application, and then she'll call and let you know when the orientation is. It's usually the last Tuesday of the month. And there's this process. You have the orientation, and then she does an interview with each person, and then you have a training session. If you're interested in fostering, we do that together. I tend to handle the foster parents a little more, and you have an application. We do a home visit and have you come in and talk about what you're interested in doing, because there's all different ways to foster. There's short-term, long-term. Sometimes we have kittens that just need a couple weeks.
Sure.
So, and that's always fun. And then there'll be a mama cat or a dog, and that's a pretty long-term commitment, 8 weeks minimum. So 8 weeks for them to be available to be adopted, but until they have them. So it's there's all sorts of different degrees of fostering.
Now, when people foster, sometimes they wind up adopting because they fall in love, or is that
we
part
call
of the
those
deal?
we call those failed fosters, and I happen to be one myself.
Nice.
But not this one. I have one at home that I took as a foster and kept. But a lot of people do it, and sometimes they'll continue fostering. But we've had, when we first kick-started our foster program, we had a lot of people that took their animals and adopted them, and then they had enough. So we're always in need of fosters.
Oh, great. And do they just call in again and speak with you?
Yep. They can call in the shelter. I'm Extension 3, and we can set up a meeting and we can talk about what's involved in it. So
sure, and that's 713 North Elizabeth Street, 452-6224, Extension 3. So right there you can get set up, and pets, amazing pets like Daisy/Stacy, are waiting for their forever homes, and this is a perfect way for you to help, foster, participate, because what you guys do is truly integral to this community.
It is, and we have people. We have a foster right now that she came in. She wants bigger dogs that'll play with her dog, and she got one. We had Earl, and he was a big goofball, had no manners, and she took him, and he just got adopted a couple days ago. But that dog was just out of control, and being in a foster home really made a difference for him. Made him really adoptable.
And you mentioned off camera a little bit before how dogs like company. And, it's not something that I would think of every day, that if you have that single pet, that maybe they do get lonely.
A lot of people do that. They don't want the commitment of owning a second pet, but they want another one. So they'll foster and then get another one.
Kind of like a play date. That's a kind of a cool way to get your pet involved in other pets and have your help coming from a pet to be a volunteer.
Right.
That's kind of a neat idea. And I would have never thought that. So
it's fun, and you feel good because you're actually getting this pet ready for its new home. Sometimes they're not totally house trained, or they don't walk well on a leash, or they have other issues, crate training, and you do all that. And so it's hard to let them go once you've gotten them good.
and lastly, what's been the most unusual pet you've seen come through the doors?
We had a really, really big pig not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah. It was, I don't know how much he weighed. 150, 200 pounds, I don't know. That was unusual.
A farm pig?
Farm pig.
He was just running wild, or they
no,
just...
they couldn't keep him anymore.
Oh.
And so, and we had a sugar glider. They're like little flying
monkey, squirrel looking.
Yeah. But once in a while, we'll get something unusual. But generally, it's dogs, cats, rabbits, guinea pigs.
The normal
pet.
All right. Well, I sure appreciate you bringing in Stacy. She seems comfortable now. She's had a lot of treats, but she is, the minute she walked in the door, instantly you would fall in love with her, and she will be available along with all of the other pets. And a good place to start is petfinder.com. Go in, take a look at the pets. It's one of those things where you need to take the time. You need to go in, you need to visit, you need to introduce your family, find that perfect pet for you. 713 North Elizabeth Street, 452-6224, Extension 3 if you want to volunteer. But this is a great way, and even companion pets. What a fantastic idea. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.